is going to be a 3 series or maybe a 4 if Forbidden Fruit can pull one match upset.
That's definitely the question. I think we've seen some very surprisingly close games, but when it comes to Optic and basically anybody who's not top 3, you typically expect a landslide. The skill gap is very apparent with this team, and we'll see if Optic do come out to play with a 3-0. So far, I think so good for their performance in pools. Not sure if this is their first game just yet. Magic, do you happen to know? Or did I put you on the spot with that? I think I might have lost you back. Either way, we're in the game. Optic up against Forbidden Fruit. We'll see who takes it. Oh, we did actually lose. I wasn't sure if I wasn't hearing her. I'm sure we'll get her back as soon as possible. Looks like she is still talking in the Discord, so as soon as she can get back, we will. In the meantime, let's talk about the game. We don't have time to focus on anything else. TriPPPeY opening things up with a triple kill. Coverage on the C Stronghold, and he's already got the team rotating out to B as they put pressure on the spawners.
All right, hey, well, I think Magic's having some problems over in the Florida internet, so I'm back with you, Shy. You know, no problems. You know, Optic Gaming in that green, baby. I love to see it. Eyes on TriPPPeY right here. TriPPPeY gonna be so important to this team, to be honest. I think everyone talks about Lucid, everyone talks about Formal, but the impact that TriPPPeY has had on this team has been so impressive to me, and already starting off this game 5-0, and well, Shoddy in hand's gonna make it 6.
Hey, Garrett, let me just bring it back and say that twice. They changing the color to green, you don't understand how big of a deal that actually is. Like, I just am finally queuing into this, but beautiful to just finally have some team colors to go with these lovely team skins as well. Optic, of course, as expected, they're coming to play here with just about 50 points to start.
Yeah, this might have been the worst possible map and type combination for Forbidden Fruit to get early on. You know, there's one thing that Streets Strongholds is known for. It's huge swings on the map, and when Optic gets going, you know, it's very hard for you to find those breaks. This next rocket going to be so important for these teams.
And APG just has coverage on it. You can see teammates sliding in to pick it up. I believe that's Formal who does dive, but APG turns the favor with a double immediately. That rocket launcher, not quite sure what it was. It was the hands of Envore who picked it up. He's looking for a second kill. Will find it. And a trade there with APG does give Forbidden Fruit a little bit of space, some points on the map to work with as they do rotate to A.
Hill rotating through. This is just so interesting how this has played out. The fight for B is all that matters right now as Toni tries to find some spacing to get towards B stairs, but it's TriPPPeY who tried to keep him in check that entire time, and finally Envore gets behind TriPPPeY, but TriPPPeY knew, threw a great grenade, but just did not have the timing to get the kill.
Because of that, looks like Forbidden Fruit will break into C. They're going to work together to try to pinch APG over in the B hold here. APG knowing to play this slow. We'll see if he can get out of this fight. Okay, though, Envore looking for him. Formal does already drop one. APG with a slide back in, but Envore, what a cleanup there to close the kill. Keep some sort of presence as he tries to stay alive. B hold, he can't really afford to be here capping alone, especially with Lucid on the chase.
Now Lucid with his shotgun, he's gonna make it bark, and well, he's gonna be able to get that clear, and this might be a dangerous trip cap scenario that Forbidden Fruit find themselves on the back end of, as you already see Lucid capturing C. Formal has the help through middle, and they're all corralled towards Cafe, and I love this. Formal's like, I don't care, dude. You guys can stay here. I'm gonna go for these kills. They eventually get the cleanups, and although they left C to get those kills and they keep Forbidden Fruit on those respawns, I like the idea of just keep the pressure up, going for slays, but I do think they could have maybe tried to play a little bit more for the trip cap right there, because now you see Forbidden Fruit, they're able to get 2, and if they can find some couple slays right away, like, they can stabilize out of this position.
Right, you gotta love the fact that they're aggressive. They're not afraid to get aggressive, but like you said, they kind of lost the map in the process. You're looking to regain things. Formal just looking for a kill, tagging everybody in front of him, doesn't quite find it. APG here to pick up the pieces. He'll take Toni. sliding back into center map for shots into Envore. My God, what a play as he lives. He was getting tagged from behind, comes out with the double, and opens up space for TriPPPeY Lucid to just plow through the alley here.
We might need to go grab a jack again. I know we're in August, but it's got a little icy with how APG's playing in this game, man. Might need to be getting some sweater weather going on over here with how he's been able to keep his steady aim and find massive kills on the map. And this is what you love to see. Consistently playing for these trip caps is what you want to see from Optic Gaming, especially when they start to play against some of the more better teams, right? You want to see them be ready to consistently push trip cap pressure.
Just opening things up with the Slays. Lucid there to pick up on Toni. Just going to try to barely escape out of the fight here. Envore wants a piece of the chow. Might run into teammates. That definitely stuck. Great little preemptive toss out of Envore there. TriPPPeY available to grab the shotgun. Formal already with a line of coverage. As we say it, the BC hold lockdown. Optic continuing to trade a hill and trade control on the map here. 169 and counting.
I mean, Forbidden Fruit just have not been able to get the spacing needed to get the kills needed. I mean, when you just look at the kill feed, it's just so dominant in the favor of Optic thus far. I mean, Lucid, TriPPPeY, and APG both, you know, making it count 11, 12, 13. What? He's on top of the palm tree trying to readjust Hysteria. You know, a little bit of a vet. He ain't falling for that one as he is able to take down Lucid.
I do have to say, I never see the palm trees come into play. Like, I feel like they do have potential for some sick outplays. Both of them can be jumped off of right back to balcony or over to the B rail. And we seldom see it, of course, because it's very risky. We'd love to see Lucid take the chow. Lucid just staying alive in the meantime here. 193 on the board. Forbidden Fruit looking to just win an opening on Rockets and finally get some momentum.
There we go. Tony's in. Rockets here to defend B, but no one from Optic trying to fall for that bait. I don't know. Tony, I like how he comes in with those rockets for that fight, but the thrust was there, right? Yep. And like that thrust probably keeps you alive for at least another fight if you get it there. I understand you might not going to be able to try to stop C, but you cannot let utility pass by.
Definitely some opportunity there that didn't quite go as planned. Toni back though. Looking for a second chance. Formal Lucid not going to let him have it. Just inching closer to the close in this game as well. 250 going to be inevitable at this rate if Forbidden Fruit can't find just a little opening on this setup. You can see both TriPPPeY, APG working C, Formal Lucid together on B side.
Yeah, Envore and Hysteria want to push out through purple, but it's going to be a tough task. You see Formal and Lucid, they have the cross from B Balk, and the problem is while the players from Forbidden Fruit are pushing through purple, they need to coordinate with the players towards B to push those players out of balcony at the same time. That didn't end up happening and allowed a couple kills to go in favor of Optic, but Forbidden Fruit still trying to get this hill. The Bulldog just reaches as Hysteria is able to get C.
Hysteria just barely going to pull this one off. Gives himself a team spawn there too. Toni now beside him. Gonna have to see some perfect halo out of these boys though. They've lost the A side of the map. That's gonna give coverage and just about 10 points left for Optic to close it out. It's up to Hysteria to make a play, but the nade not gonna allow him. APG takes it 43 and counting. We need to see Forbidden Fruit jump into a hill. They don't have time to do it. The seconds will tick away as Optic, in as expected dominant fashion, they'll take game one.
I mean, hey, there wasn't really much to criticize. Maybe a tad bit too over aggressive in some cases where they prioritize slays over objective. But other than that, I mean, Optic they just looked comfortable. They looked as if there wasn't really any problems. You got to make sure you are on top of the power weapons. Sniper, heat wave, gonna be so impactful on this map, as well as consistently playing for that overshield, as it can make all of the difference. Optic, I mean, realistically, I feel like they should come out here, you know, win by a good margin, but yeah, Artic was popping off last time we saw him on Slayer, and that's where Forbidden Fruit were able to find their last win in their previous series against G1 was on the Slayer.
I think the Slayer is the only real opportunity for Forbidden Fruit to find any momentum, any kind of chemistry here, because when it comes down to objective, it's hard not to expect anything but dominance out of Optic. This opening strat, of course, going to set the pace, and Artic already here with a teammate. That's a nice double to start it. TriPPPeY now down for the count, and just under 10 seconds to earn control of that OS.
Love to see the sniper away from Envore. He's able to at least have an opportunity to get themselves a bit of a lead to start. Takes down Formal and Forbidden Fruit. Hey, you can't start out much better than that. 5-1, get all the utility for your team, and you're putting your faith in Envore right here, and we know how talented he is with a sniper.
Oh, just waiting for him to hit it. Nice slide at a Lucid though, right? Keeping his presence low, making it very tough to react and land ahead here. Envore, no shame, going for the aggression. Not quite going to find the angle. Still got a snipe to work with. Still hoping for a play, but very separated from the team at this point. You can see Artic, Hysteria, opposite side map. He's going to get tagged up for this, but the movement to get back to center. This man is grooving.
Shots coming in. Envore able to get another one. He's confident, man. He's going to push it right in. Tony's going to be able to pick up Lucid, who was made weak by Envore, and Tony's going to be able to find another, and well, Formal could be the third as Hysteria plays cleanup duty.
Hysteria there to help. Formal not about to let that be a triple. Artic in the meantime here, hopefully going to pick up the pieces. 12-8 as they do still lead on the board. Optic just looking to slow it down, stabilize, find an opening, but Envore making it very tough. This man has been moving all game, by the way. 5 kills, 1 death. Envore looking to make plays, make a statement here, game 2.
Yeah, schmoving, man. He's hitting his movement tech as well, just getting out of those fights. And this is why, I mean, Forbidden Fruit, we saw them put in work against G1 in the Slayer, able to win that game. And so far, I mean, versus Optic, they've been going blow for blow. This has been very impressive from Envore and Artic.
I will say, Garrett, just gonna, shamelessly say there's no POV I watch as much as Formal. I think at this point in Halo, always watching him. Lucid, I think he'll take 2nd place. Love watching this POV. No bias, of course. We'll see what these boys can put together. They know how to slay. As Lucid gets very aggressive here, looking for Toni. Maybe a little too much. Ends up back tower, but still finds the kill onto Envore. He will get picked up by Hysteria cross map, but little openings like that, it just makes things easy for Optic to clean up the scraps.
Overshield always helps a little bit, right? It bails Lucid out of that situation, and finally Optic getting the lead, and Artic will be the next to fall as APG and Lucid work in tandem to try to take down Envore.
They'll do exactly that. APG will drop the hammer. This is going to lead to a fight for snipe. Forbidden Fruit just trying to stay up. Going to be so important to get presence on the sniper here. Hysteria did bounce back to center map. He's now fighting for it. Formal, steady shots to drop the shields. Can he clean him up, though? He's got the help of a team. Formal end up dropping into 3. You got to love the awareness to immediately turn around and change lanes. He's also given his team timing to catch up for a team-coordinated push here.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit too far push. I think he expected them to escape the other way and play the 50-50 and ended up
maybe
on the wrong side. And now you can see Lucid and TriPPPeY are stuck, but TriPPPeY stays alive. Well placed nade, able to win the fight versus Heatwave. I mean, Lucid didn't even help in that. TriPPPeY stays alive and gets the kill. 6-kill advantage for Optic Gaming.
And just to rewind, the start of this game, I believe it was 6-1 out of Forbidden Fruit. They had a strong opening. The moment the ball gets rolling for Optic, you expect it to continue rolling. Lucid already on top of the OS. Sniping the hands of TriPPPeY. Pretty oppressive setup here. What a spawn.
Oh, no! God, this game sometimes, dude, that's grimy.
Oh, that's a brutal spawn.
Yeah, I mean, as long as TriPPPeY's looking at that pillar, he doesn't have any line of sight onto that big door, and the game, it tricks itself into thinking that's a safe spawn, and while TriPPPeY says nothing's safe when my reticle's in its way, he's able to find another.
And you can see Optic getting aggressive off of that opening as well, now rotating out through B, up the nest. Forbidden Fruit just trying to scamper away from the line of sight, but TriPPPeY making it very difficult. That's a spree for him. Still got 3 shots to work with. Do not get in the way of this man's reticle. Toni melted.
It's just Forbidden Fruit have to find a way to stabilize, and Artic's doing all that he can, man. 12-8, 4-kill positive for him, but Optic has just been on a terror. It's impossible to stop this team when they get this sort of momentum, and you have to get a clean 3-4 down right now if you want a chance to get back into this game. But I mean, this is all but over.
It's test, like, how perfect do you need to play to be down by what, 6 or 7 off the opening strat, and then to basically stake the team the moment you get going? Of course, just 2 more kills for Forbidden Fruit to avoid a stake, but they might not even get that. Optic on the hunt. Beautiful shots at Lucid. He continues to tag him. Hysteria will drop. Artic dead, Envore dead. 49. They're going to stake him off a perfect little round of slays. These boys, they don't give up on openings.
It's crazy. I mean, if you look at the beginning of the game, you would have never thought that would have been a steak dinner. You know, you would have been, this is going to be, you know, at least a closer game. And it's going to be tough, man. We're going to King of the Hill, and King of the Hill, it's all about the slays, right? Everything starts with the slays, and that's where Optic has just felt no sort of pressure at all. They've just been cleanly able to find the kills on the map, and pressure is going to be needed. Forbidden Fruit, they are going to have to start working as that unit and get themselves ready to go.
Either way, more Halo yet to be played. I can't complain about it. But so far, it's been the Optic show. And all that time in scrim, all that time on stream, just not cracking under pressure. It's, you know, it's coming out in tournament as expected. Just seems like a matter of time till we get down to the big leagues with Optic, see whether or not they can continue to showcase this level of dominance. Of course, on Recharge, we've got a lot of utility to work with here. That opening strat, a lot to cover. Let's see how they play it.
Alright, so for me, I like to be controlling bottom A, bottom A and C at the same time while you're playing this opening hill. We'll have to see how both these teams decide to really take this advantage, take this setup, but really expect to play for spawns first, right? And then play for hill second, especially on Recharge, just because controlling how they have to fight through the map is half the battle on this map.
Like you said, coverage back A, back C, can be so helpful to control this hill. Toni just trying to rip TriPPPeY, a new one, but not allowed to do so. TriPPPeY with a kill. Looks like Envore has slipped away with the camo in the exchange. He's in the best position to get hill time. What they don't have, though, you can see, is the C spawn. Very powerful spot to sit for Optic.
All right, well, I think I just got word from LVT. It seems like Magic is ready to come back in, so
fingers crossed.
Magic, hey, let's go. Let's hope this all works out. I'm gonna leave you just for a little bit, go get some food in me, but Magic, Shyway, have a good cast.
Thank you, Tools. Welcome back, Magic. Sorry.
Thank you. No, I was just gonna say, we talk about the clutch players. I think Tools is clutch here on the production side, and unfortunately, my internet is not.
Well, hopefully the internet clutches up, because we've got a series on our hands. You had to pick the one with Optic, though, right? This one might be over before we know it. Of course, on board with Formal here. Sword in the hand and Hill under control.
No, so far I'm kind of catching up on the, you know, the series. Reset my router real quick, but I mean, 2 pretty decisive wins. Game number 2, we saw some good life from Forbidden Fruit. So if they can just chip away a little bit at a time, maybe this game 3 is the match that they can take off of Optic. Artic already having a great start, sitting at 6-2, but he's going to come across, you know, TriPPPeY with a sword now on the side of Optic. It's going to be a lot to deal with, and Toni finds the answer to it. So hopefully now Forbidden Fruit can get some good time on that first hill.
Gotta say, Magic, I love the optimism. Forbidden Fruit did start strong in game 2. They did get staked, unfortunately, though, the moment they lost their footing. But I want to believe that a comeback is possible. They do sit in the hill currently. Toni locking it down from C-Plat. Tries to tag up TriPPPeY. TriPPPeY not having it. And Optic off 1 kill. Look how aggressive they get.
Look at Artic's sneaky little spot just outside the hill. I actually didn't know that that little corner was outside the hill. And so in this case, they didn't think to look for him there because he wasn't securing the zone. So in the end, didn't really pay off, but a good little strategy going in. But Lucid now with the shock. You see the chain reaction damage and then picks off the headshot. So Envore on the push is weak. It's going to be enough for an assist as TriPPPeY is the one that comes out with that double kill.
What a little swipe at a Lucid. Had basically no, nothing to work with. Still managed to hit the shot in the shoulder there of Envore. Still going with the shock, by the way. Holding head level placement. Hysteria, does he dare to challenge it? He'll sneak up, close the distance. Hysteria gonna try his hand as it does get kind of dicey. Ends in a trade here, but that first hill done and dusted. Optic will take the first point.
Now Hysteria brave to kind of peek that corner of the doorway even while reloading the BR, but in the end, coming out of the trade, I think that's the most you can hope for in that scenario. So as Lucid is coming off of the respawn screen, we see APG getting some really good hill time, ducking out of the way of the plasma grenade, regenning the shield, and then immediately engaging back. But 2 players from Forbidden Fruit over here on C platform is going to be more than APG is ready for. You see Forbidden Fruit split, 2 players at Whirlpool, 2 players on C side, and they're kind of making this push through pipes, putting the pressure on Optic, who is trapped back here in Attic.
Well, notice how they are focusing the fights over at Attic because they recognize the importance of this section of the map to control the hill later. They clear this out, they get that line of sight. It's going to be very difficult for Forbidden Fruit to break it and lock down the hill. As I say, it, Hysteria going to come out with a clutch kill on the APG Camel. Now spawn bottom mid. I think Formal might have just slipped away with it. Hysteria going to hunt him down, only to find his death. And they still control the Attic, as I say it, right? That line of sight, so important.
Yeah, Forbidden Fruit did a great job of kind of clearing off the seaside platform and having a line of attack, but ultimately without that Attic position, the high ground overseeing this zone is not going to be enough. And Lucid finds himself with the shock rifle yet again, and Formal with the camo, just all the power weapons and abilities in the hands of Optic.
Formal on the edge of that staircase. He's standing right next to a curb slide. So it's not just the threat of the lunge, it's the slide that he sends into that lunge. As brutal as it is, Lucid here to do the exact same thing with different weapons. Just locking it down, still holding shock, just waiting for a challenger. Hysteria might be the victim.
Now, color me surprised that Shyway's impressed by a movement play coming out here from Optic, but no, pointing out the effectiveness of it in this competitive situation, I think, is the real point there. Using the movement to your ability to lock down the zone. Now, if there's a zone that can be locked down, it's the third zone right here, especially when you have Formal still having the sword in hand, coming up with the double kill, getting the killing spree, and this is the easiest hill on the map to really lock down. And right now, Formal is just that wall of defense.
It looks like the whole team has quite a wall set up, as you say. Formal just locking down the doorway, but APG up at a power position there on Attic, going to make it difficult to cross the map without being crossed. Envore knows that. He's trying to deal with it, but just so difficult. Look at the green wall of fire coming out of all four of these boys as they continue to lock down the blue players.
And now the green wall is well set, and there goes the third hill over to Optic Gaming, and now Forbidden Fruit. I mean, it's do or die. They need to capture these zones if they're going to stay in this series. But Optic right now looking to be in complete control. I think that is still we saw earlier when he locked down A, as far as I'm concerned.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is that one sword and one man, right? He's just, that's the same weapon the whole time. He's a 12 and 6, by the way. Lucid 15 and 8. Everyone popping off in the stat line, doing their job as Formal now with a sword and a shock, the responsibility to take on here. And of course, you know he'll execute. No more ammo. Tags him for the double. What? A shot at a Formal as he's looking for a third head.
The two power weapons in hand, one slice with the sword, one snipe with the shock rifle.
So
and I mean, the seamless transition between those two encounters was really what tied it together into just a beautiful double kill. I'm gonna go back and, you know, put that one in the textbook for weapon swapping and, you know, playing the weapon for the right situation. So the patience right now from Optic, not getting time on the hill, and there Formal goes down. I think that was the end of that killing spree. Hysteria is gonna get his foot on the hill. They need it, but he has a lot of Optic players right around the corner ready to approach.
I mean, I've said it multiple times, but some of the smoothest aim in the league out of Formal as he out-BRs cross map, dropping down from more. No way! He takes two in that situation. They'll break back through the hill. And I don't know, man. I think it's his, you know, the career in Halo Reach, and then at top-level competition in Call of Duty, that just the experience you get and the centering this man has, like, it's just translating the kills.
Yeah, I love that use of the word centering there because he does seem so focused on the objective. There's just no hesitation from one decision right into the next, and it comes out on screen as some of the smoothest gameplay that we can show off. Now, Toni looking to shake things up, though. He approaches C platform. He gets 2 kills down. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Hysteria needs to win this 1v1, and he does it with the perfect.
Big win at Hysteria, actually, to save himself from losing the game right there. You can see Optic just a sliver away from closing this one out perfectly. They're just about to cap it here as well. Hysteria trying to lock it down. Toni with a kill, TriPPPeY with a trade. Envore doing just enough damage to keep them away from the hill and actually give Forbidden Fruit some progress here on a capture.
You love to see that hill coming through for Forbidden Fruit. You know, this series is not going their way. The game isn't going their way, but also they're just not throwing in the towel. Like, this is just their second match in pool play. There's a lot of games left to be had, but if anyone's going to shut down what could be a moment of celebration, it's going to be Formal sweeping through with a double kill and holding out to this high ground position. Hysteria is right around the corner there at the top of control, so we might see a fight coming through, but Formal can hold his ground, hold that position while APG gets the hill time.
Formal showcasing how important it is to have that A-side coverage, that line of fire, and APG, beautiful movement and plays. He stays alive, locking down that center position, then trades out with Lucid, who's now pushed up the center map. TriPPPeY already in his corner, by the way. It's named after him for a reason as he locks it down. Formal here with 2, looking for 3. And rightfully so, Envore going to back down from what could have been a triple.
You know, backing down from what could have been a triple is true, but I think that's the decision making to, like, hey, okay, let's go back to the objective, right? His point right there was forcing Envore to back away, and that played through. And now Hysteria gets a little bit of time on the hill, but the shock rifle back in the hands of Formal. Here comes Envore after being momentarily pushed back, but there's 3 players from Forbidden Fruit here in front of Formal. He has Envore down to 1 shot, 2 more players left to deal with, and Envore connecting on the melee, using the low ground to get that 1 second advantage. As Formal dropped down, Envore connects on the hit.
It was a nice quick melee out of him, but not enough to gain the spawns back elevator. Lucid was quick to rotate, take the positioning. Because of it, he's in the hill, a sliver away from closing out this hill in the game, and Optic, they will do it once again, dominantly, a 3-0 series. And I mean, I've said it already, Magic, you expect them to play well, but man, are they looking good.